covering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut. And welcome inside Cass Tech High School for Game 5 of 6 on the day for the PSL Holiday Classic. And this looks like an instant classic on paper. East Lansing, who some have in the top 3, some have in the top 2, some have number 1. They will take on Martin Luther King. King with George Ward Jr., always a staple. They're having to adjust through some things, some personnel moves late in the season, in season. But through it all, this is a King team that's ever dangerous and just feels a little bit like a potential upset tonight could happen in Detroit as East Lansing goes on the road to challenge that perfect 5-0 record.
Yeah, anytime you have a King coach team, they have a chance. George Ward is going to make sure that they're prepared and come and compete. And East Lansing on the other end, Coach Mitchell, he always has his guys prepared too, and they have a lot of talent. They're high flying, they're explosive, and they can shoot.
They sure can. East Lansing comes in a perfect 5-0 on the year. You'll notice some of the names: KJ Torbert Jr., son of former Michigan State Spartan; Cameron Hudson, son of former Michigan State Spartan. They've also got JL Branson and Christian Dunn, all guys to keep a look on. Dangerous guys that come from the Capital Area Activities Conference. East Lansing is here to try to showcase what they can do in Division I.
Yeah, absolutely. They've come down this way before. They played West Bloomfield a couple weeks ago and beat them by a pretty good margin. So they're travel tested and battle tested, and they're looking to come and really see how they stack up against a defensive, tough team like King.
Big statement win over West Bloomfield, as you mentioned, 84-50 in that showcase tournament. Meanwhile, Detroit King, a young team, 3 sophomores, a junior and a senior, knocked off Renaissance in a close game. They're riding a 5-game win streak after losing their first 2. They beat Saginaw in overtime by 9 points. That's a quick reference point. We just saw Saginaw. King is learning how to live life without Chaz Lulis, and so far, so good since he's left.
Yeah, and it's weird how that works. Chaz is a phenomenal player. He's a Division I player. What do they say? 3.5% go on to play Division I. So, was a phenomenal player. But now they've locked in. They've figured out a way for them to go ahead and still make it work.
Jace Branson, or JL Branson, with a slam quickly, just like we saw with Saginaw with Lee. Quick work there.
Yep, and that's a planned play, and they're able to kind of get the nerves out with a dunk like that.
So this is Drew Floyd, the point guard, just a sophomore, 4 assists a game, kid who was on JV last year. He's had career highs in each of his last 3 games. Here's a steal and another result with a lay-in. That's Branson again with a quick 4, all off of turnovers.
Yep, and East Lansing came in here to say, you know what, we're not scared. We're going to press you, pressure you, and have been able to get 2 layups out of it.
East Lansing coming off a win over Saline back on the 21st, 74-45. Have yet to play a close game with anybody. They opened up in a whitewash over Lansing Catholic, 67-15. And under Ray Mitchell, they've got their best team perhaps in school history.
Yeah, and this is really a big opportunity for them. Christian Dunn, he won't play today. He'll be back kind of early January, just taking some precaution things with his back. And once he comes back, they'll be even stronger.
Terrence Martin, King's top scorer at 20 points a game, tried that 3. He does that well. Nothing to show for there. Cameron Essel with the basketball. Gives it up high in the left for Charlie Baker.
And Terrence Martin, he missed that one, but he gets enough attempts. He'll make some tonight.
Sure will. Baseline drive again. Rejected from behind. And a loose change put back by Baker. But a statement there with a block by Knott.
Okay, good job of cleaning it up. If you hang around the rim, good things will happen. So we found two spots. A corner, good things happen if you stay in the corner sometime. And if you hang around the rim, the rebounds that come with that.
Drew Floyd hangs out too long in the backcourt. And D. Little busts him for a 10-second call. 6-0. Extra point was missed. East Lansing over King. Just under 6 minutes to go. We're the Prep. He's Reggie Butler. My name is Chad Bush. Reggie, a former Xavier Musketeer. Kick to the corner. 3-ball. Rainbow. Got it. East Lansing on fire early. That's Cameron Hudson. Remember the name.
He's a player. He is a player. If you saw him drive baseline, kick it out, then have the wherewithal to pop to the corner and hit that three. I mean, he really has. He comes from good genes. We talked about his dad.
Yeah.
Andre Hudson.
Sure.
The Michigan State star that's from Dayton. Dayton Trotwood. I was one of the hosts on his dad's visit to Xavier.
Is that right? Get out of here.
I couldn't convince him.
You couldn't sell them?
No,
come on, Reg, you're a good salesman. You're better than that.
I bet not tell the Spartan faithful that.
That's all right. Stephen Jones for 3. Air ball picked up by Hudson, the aforementioned son of the former Spartan and NBAer. Hacked going to the hole. That's Terrence Martin who slammed down on that rock. And East Lansing's come out with their pants on fire in Detroit on a Wednesday.
Yeah, they're like almost like showstoppers per se. You know, they showed up. That jump ball play was intentional. They want to kind of come out and set the tone and not let you even get confidence. Now, you know, unfortunately they're playing Martin Luther King, who will never run out of confidence with the George Ward coach team. But we're in for a good show tonight.
We sure are. King basketball prides itself on its fundamentals. George Ward likes to pound it inside a little bit. Got some guys this year that can do that. Big on footwork and passing and shooting and all the little things, setting screens to make it a winning program. Right now they're on their heels, down 10-0. George Ward is assisted by Carlos Carter, Joe Mack, and Keith Bates. Barry Cannon is the athletic coordinator. Rip drive and a blocking foul. That's going to go on Charlie Baker. That'll be Baker's first and the team's first.
Yeah, but King was able to move it around and get some penetration on that play.
Brian Wyndham will check in. Charlie Baker will check out. Also into the game is Deontay Macy for East Lansing. Game number 5 of 6 today from the Holiday Classic. Detroit Public School League. 3-ball, Baker's good. How about it? The triple tries down for Terrence Martin. Great shooter, 8 of 9 from downtown the other night.
Yep, we talked about if he gets other attempts, he'll make some, and that was evidence of it there.
Football player as well. Aggressive defense, 10-3. King within 7 as the intensity picks up. Brian Wyndham at center circle. The state champion Cass Tech technicians will play next. There's a steal, and that is probably a good foul on Cameron Hudson. The Crusaders were leaking out for an easy one.
Yeah, absolutely. They had gotten the steal, and they were going to pass it ahead. There you see Martin with that range. Coach Ward said he's a heck of a shooter. He draws up plays intentionally for him to get jump shots.
Says he tries to get 8 to 10 good looks for him a game. Tom Hibbett's the official ready to get things rolling. Martin to trigger. Off the bounce. Jones lost it, and East Lansing can't finish it. That's out of bounds. It's going to stay, though, with EL.
Yep, and good drive. I mean, it was an aggressive drive. Just didn't convert, but it goes to show you what their goal is. Their goal is to get to the basket.
Owen Fortman will check in. Excuse me, Noah Lopez will check in, and that's Deontay Macy to the top side. Lopez nearly threw it away. And a travel in the corner, Kevin Tolbert, or KJ Tolbert, traveled.
And that's an example of what pressure will do. You know, pressure will have you kind of shuffle your feet, put the ball down late, move your feet first, put the ball down, which equals the travel. You know, turn it over.
Breaking the pressure's King. Paint floater good. That's Stephen Jones, a nice combo guard, just a sophomore, 15 points a game, 7 rebounds a contest. Missed short one there by Tolbert. Here come the Crusaders down 5. To the rack. And drawing the foul is Terrence Martin, starting to really pick it up.
Yeah, that was a nice move in transition. Being able to throw it behind his back on the dime. You'll see there, slow down. Ooh, nope, I'm over there. Nice move, jump off the wrong foot, and get the foul.
George Ward Jr. saying, look, scoring is not our top priority. We've got to do the other things. But likes the fact that the team is team-oriented now. Really believe in tough love and hard coaching. That's what George Ward's all about. Split the pair. Ball on the deck. Houston Poe forces the jump ball and forces the turnover.
Yep, there's pressure again. When you dribble that ball across half court, you better be prepared to do something. Pass it, but the worst thing that you can do is pick it up and hold it.
Draws that attention like none other. This is the point guard, Drew Floyd, taking over the duties. Played on the junior varsity last year. George Ward really likes what he's done his last few games. There's a foul drawn here.
And what a story, being able to kind of go from JV, being able to go from JV up to varsity. I love JV. It's such a place of development. You know, it's it hurts some kids' pride to play JV, but hey, they're not recruiting freshmen and sophomores anyway anymore.
That's right.
You know, only the top 30 in the country in that class. So you might as well do what's best for you that first year or two to make you the best by your junior year when colleges are truly starting to look at high school teams.
Yeah, good point. Free throws missed. East Lansing up 4, but it's a 6-0 King run. Tolbert, right hand, left side, draws the foul on the sneak attack.
Yeah, good drive there, and being able to kind of choose his inside hand to lay it. It draws foul. We've seen a few of those today. Driving here, inside hand, kind of these scoop shots. It throws the defender off. They're used to guys shooting with their outside hand, left step, right step, up with the left hand. But when you throw it sometimes with that inside hand, you end up getting hit.
Sort of like that left-hander that comes out and blocks a shot. Didn't see that coming.
Right, because his hand's already on the side of the ball.
Yep. One more coming from Mr. Tolbert. His father played at Flint Northwestern and then at Michigan State. Crusaders clear.
You'll see here, East Lansing, they prefer to go with a man-to-man defense. there while jumping out like that, switching everything. And King, they'll do this. They'll run their offense and try to find the holes in the defense.
There's the hole right there. Stephen Jones found it, the sophomore who averages 15 a game, to go with a couple of steals, has his team within 4. King just inching away, chiseling away, doing the right things, making the one play at a time.
Absolutely. After being down 9-0, their patience always pays off for them.
Banker up and good. Drew Floyd, the sophomore point guard, has it within 2. It's a 10-2 run by King with a minute left. How about that little fadeaway?
That was nice. That was reminiscent of a Drew Holiday type shot, just kind of getting in there, using his size and shooting over the shorter defender.
Brian Wyndham with a bucket, 4-point lead, 45 seconds left. King has made this a game after it looked like East Lansing, with a 10-0 lead to start it, was going to run away. We knew better.
Yeah, you'll never get that far away from a King team.
No, sir. 3 ball, Terrence Martin short, out of bounds, back to East Lansing.
And you'll see East Lansing hold it for the last shot here.
Torbert with 25 points. Last time out, and East Lansing 73-56 win over Lansing Everett. There's a knockaway and a steal and a lay-in. That's Marion Knott, with 1 second left. More chaos, and King has cut it to 2. They trailed 10-0. And then a 12-4 run to make this a little bit more fun, Reg.
Yeah, we talked about both teams are going to compete, and there's an example.
Take a look at us right now. We are everything that will be. We are an engine of progress that has been forged by generations, driven by the knowledge that each student in every classroom has the potential to be their best self and inspire us all. We are teachers, parents, families, all ready to do our part. We know when students rise, we all rise. We are Detroit Public Schools Community District.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
Martin Luther King, the Crusaders, 5-2. Playing out of the PSL Blue. George Ward in his 10th year. King with 800 students, co-ed. Most recent championship in 2000. George Gervin, the Iceman. Proud alum of King.
That 2000 team, I think that was Javon Tico Clark.
Ah, yes.
And a few other good guards.
Corner 3, no. Torbert with a tip back, yes.
Torbert showing his athleticism like his dad. I mean, oh, Kevin,
the jumping.
Oh, my goodness. He was phenomenal out of the Flint area. I mean, tip dunks, all kind of things. He was #1 player in the country.
Sure.
Yeah, he was phenomenal.
He had a fun team to watch. That is a travel. George Ward Jr. with a talking point. Singletary will take a seat. George Ward carries that towel over his shoulder, a la John Thompson, one of his coaching mentors. Of course, Ben Kelso, his biggest mentor. The legend, Ben Kelso, 3 state titles in a row, Detroit Cooley High. George Ward Jr., a part of those teams, a captain of those teams, and some legendary clubs, no doubt.
Yeah, and that was the golden era of Michigan basketball there.
Sure was. Timeout on the floor. We'll keep it right here.
And when we talk about that era, those Cooley teams playing against the Southwestern teams, and
oh man,
yeah, and I mean here we have East Lansing here, but like there were hot spots of basketball all over the state of Michigan. And you know, as you look at East Lansing and
yeah, the Trojans under Robert Mitchell, of course, from the Capital Area Activities Conference, 1,251 students, state champs in 2008. That was a notable season. Brandon Johns, an alum, 2018 grad, 4-star guy out of Michigan, top 100 player nationally. Cameron Hudson, multiple offers, Toledo, Western, and others. That's out of bounds, and the Crusaders are going to make George Ward Jr. lose that towel.
yeah, he does not like those turnovers. Protect the ball.
There's a steal. One turnover deserves another, but saved in the backcourt by Essel.
Good job hustling that ball down after the deflection.
Essel working against Modoc.
And East Lansing running their offense. This has been a game. I mean, these two you could tell a well-coached team.
Yeah.
How crisp they run their offense. Because earlier we talked about just players being able to freelance and free flow. There were zones being played and things.
Yeah.
But in this game, you're going to see these guys run their offense. You're going to see crisp passes. Just study when these guys pop out and throw it from one wing to the next. It's 2 hands, snap it, and it's just everything is so crisp.
Really is. George Ward Jr. paying a high compliment to East Lansing and their program, just saying how hard they cut. Difficult to defend, no ego, and a very highly efficient team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't
Smart
pay a team a
players.
higher compliment than that.
Exactly.
3-ball corner, good. That's J.L. Branson. He's a bad man, and he continues to cook in Detroit.
Yeah, he got off to a good start with that opening dunk and being able to hit a 3 and a dunk in the same game. I mean, means you're kind of versatile.
8 points to lead the way. Meanwhile, drawing the foul is Stephen Jones, the talented combo guard, the other way. Here's another look at that 3.
Yep, we talked about the corner all day. Stay in the corner and the ball will find you. Guys, a lot of guys like to hunt the ball. They like to go on top. So it's interesting. When you're in youth biddy basketball, you need to go closer to the ball because it's biddy basketball. They can't pass far. They can't handle pressure. But when you start playing with advanced players, you go away from the ball because an advanced player is going to do something to draw somebody else to him. And the further you are away from him, now you're open.
Yeah,
so
makes sense.
Part of development of a basketball player in different levels.
Sure. Cameron Essel kicks to the corner. Torbert misses, and the rebound pulled off by Jones. Corner 3. Terrence Martin, no, but saved in the corner by Poe, and Houston resets.
Good job of Houston not shooting that shot. He wanted it, but he said, hey, let me run this offense.
16-footer. Jones missed it. Another offensive rebound. Glasser, no good. And that's goaltending. That's goaltending. Count the bucket. Offense or defense, we don't know, but it's a goaltend. And here's another look at the goaltend.
Oh, Torbert, he grabbed
East Lansing, yeah.
Grabbed the net.
Count the bucket. Torbert couldn't help himself. He was eye level with the rim.
Right.
Afraid to land after jumping so high. Essel attacks and draws the foul. Non-shooting foul. Ball out of bounds, baseline right. 5:17 to go. It's a 3-point game. It has been East Lansing all the way. They opened up with a 10-0 lead, and it's a lead they have not relinquished yet. But King has been close. They've been within 2, and now they're within 3. Paint jump shot pretty. Cam Hudson with a deuce.
Pretty is the word, and you know what? That's what the player with offers is supposed to be able to do. I mean, he got the ball on the wing, took his time, scoped out the defense, said, okay, no double team is coming. Let me go to this area. They stopped him. The King player actually played good defense.
Yeah.
But you know what? When you're 6'4" or the height he is, you don't pass that. You shoot over the guy, shoot over the high school kid you're playing against.
Hudson all the way. Somehow couldn't find it. Stick back doesn't go. Ball out of bounds, going to stay with East Lansing. How about that sequence?
Just a bunch of hard play there. You can tell both of these teams want it.
Another look here.
Hudson with the drive, and there he got the rebound. Just everybody going for the ball.
All out. 5-point lead for East Lansing. They've led by as many as 10. It's been trimmed to as low as 2. Steal. J.L. Branson had it ripped. Crusaders the other way.
And now you'll see King run their offense, do something specific. They don't have empty possessions, per se.
Jones gives it up to Martin, who can't finish. And on the push is Wyndham. Corner. Hudson, no. And a foul on East Lansing over the back. I believe that's going to go on Torbert. And if it is Torbert, that'll be just his second foul.
A step late. It looked like he was a step late, got there and hit him in his back.
Little diamond press here. King clears. Mid-post banker good. Terrence Martin finding all kinds of ways to score.
Good job by Martin. But defensively, that has to be a play Coach Mitchell is upset about. He had 2 East Lansing defenders let the guy go by him and just try to reach behind him. If they watch that on film, I'm sure that would be a teaching point to keep the guy in front of you.
The Olay's not going to work for him. Meanwhile, down low, getting great positioning is Hudson, and he draws the foul.
Yeah, Hudson, he's a tough player. We've seen him do some strong drives. He shot the 3, and there he's in the post position. I love wings who aren't scared to go down and post as well. I mean, hey, show your college ability. I get that, which he has.
Sure.
That drive he had, the 3 he's made. But sometimes when you have a smaller human being on you, you got to attack him.
What a great day of basketball. It started with Castex girls knocking off Grosse Pointe South. And it'll end with Chelsea and Cass Tech. The defending state champions are next. Reggie Butler and I will have that for you after this one. Mid-post jump shot good again. Stephen Jones has been living from that mid-range.
Yep, and that's an asset when you can stop in the mid-range and shoot. You don't have to go all the way every time, and you don't have to settle for a 3 either.
8 for Jones in this game to lead the way. Drive, kick, Wyndham, 3, no. Big boy rebound over the top by Jones. Who's taken over here in this game. Drew Floyd on the push. Fresh find.
And that was an example of when I say watch how the ball moves. The way King snapped that ball, those passes around the perimeter, got it to the man on the wing. He attacked the closeout. East Lansing had good help defense, then he just drops it to the cutter.
Marion Knott ties it up at 22 for the moment until now. Hudson, Splash City.
Hudson is showing his versatility. That's 2 threes. That's a nice strong drive. Free throws, a post move. I mean, he has the whole goods.
9 points to lead the way for the Trojans. 8 points for J.L. Branson. And as you mentioned, 2 of 3 from downtown in this game. There's another look.
Yeah. He has the ability, with his height as well, playing out there, you got the ability to shoot over people.
6'5". Shot attempt is whistled. Charlie Baker busted for the foul. He didn't love it.
Let's see here. Yeah, he might have hit his wrist or whatnot. As a big guy, I'm like, let me have that. Let me have that call. You call so much other stuff, but
yeah, right.
He might have gotten his wrist.
Marion Knott to the line. This is a guy with a very high basketball IQ. Coach Ward called him a poor man's Draymond Green. With a jump shot, though, he said.
And that's a compliment because Draymond does a lot of stuff really good. And if you have your coach calling you that, that means you can play basketball.
You bet. Also anchors that defense at 17 points a game. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with him. 93 seconds left. And what's been a dandy, a 2-point game. Back after this.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate. Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McKinley scores.
Welcome back. 2-point lead. Chad and Reggie with you. Holiday Classic. Final 80 seconds. Missed the shot. Hudson somehow missed, and the Crusaders come away clean with a chance to tie or take their first lead of the game.
Yeah, and if you remember how they started, it was 10-0, and so they've done nothing but compete ever since.
30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. We'll talk to George Ward Jr. at halftime. Summer Weathers will speak with the 10th-year head coach and the former state champion from Detroit Cooley as a player under Ben Kelso. The guy he says he learned hard work, dedication, and discipline from. And really how to sustain greatness.
Yeah, I mean, what lessons that you can learn from a guy like Kelso. I mean, yeah, he was known. He coached a team where you knew what offense they were going to run, and you still couldn't stop it. You know, and whether he had talent or it was a down year as far as talent is concerned, they still competed.
Yeah, got the most out of his guys. And George Ward Jr., Raphael Peterson, all part of that crew. Michael Talley. There's a steal and a run out, and J.L. Branson with a stuff.
He's explosive. He had that dunk, off of the jump ball, and they're getting that steal. He can really fly.
That press giving the Crusaders trouble at times. Drew Floyd clears. Floyd trying to manage this game. Cut to the bucket, and a foul called. Stephen Jones again. Guy that's really taken off for King.
He's a deceptive ball handler.
Yeah.
He has long arms. If you see his arms, look, they almost go halfway down his legs, and you'll see the dunk here. The high fly.
Good look.
But Jones, he's a deceptive ball handler. He has good wrist fluidity. You see him do his in and outs, and it really freezes the defender. He doesn't seem like the fastest player on the court, but his ball handling gets him everywhere he wants to go.
Yeah, well said. Cuts the lead in half. 28 seconds left. East Lansing can take the lead to the locker room.
East Lansing, they're going to look to get the last shot. They've won it in Hudson's hand.
Hudson barrels over the defender and finishes with 5 seconds left. King has to hustle. 2 seconds, now 1. Buzzer shot won't get off. And this half is over. 4-point lead at the break for East Lansing. 29-25 your score. Read your thoughts on the first half of action.
I mean, an exciting first half. Two very strong teams competing and going back and forth. It started with the game 10-0, but King was able to get themselves back in it.
We'll take a brief timeout. We'll come back with George Ward Jr. in just a moment, get his thoughts on the first half right after this.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Be great.
Lowering the shoulder. Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Job on the glass, not good job, decent at best, and we just got to do a better job in the second half.
How important is it for you guys to regain momentum early in that third, and what will be your message in ensuring that happens?
Well, the first 4 minutes of the second half is probably the most important now, especially now. I think if we come out and get our lead to about 4 or 6 points, do a better job, kind of outscore them, our guys can be a little bit more relaxed. Our guys are young. You know, we're starting 3 sophomores, and we're starting a junior that has never played varsity basketball. So just making sure they get comfortable in this environment against a hell of a team is priceless right now. So that's what we're going to try to do.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Appreciate you.
Good
Thank
luck.
you so much.
All right, there you have it. Summer Weathers. Thank you so much for the report with George Ward Jr. We'll take a timeout. 4-point lead for East Lansing over King. They're in for a dogfight in downtown Detroit. We'll have all the analysis coming up right after this.
And thank goodness we get to tell you, welcome back to Wayne State Fieldhouse. It's been a while since the Crews have been home. They're hosting the Windy City Bulls, starting back-to-back games here at home against the Chicago Bulls G League affiliate. Welcome back to Wayne State Fieldhouse. Evan Stockton, Lexi Ayala with you, alongside the rest of our great crew. Lexi, now we start the regular season part of G League play. Showcase Cup is done. Excited to see this matchup, though. The first two games between these two teams decided by 2 points in each game. Tonight should be a lot of fun.
Motor City Crews and Windy City Bulls, that's a rivalry game. So you're going to expect a tough, chippy game every time these two teams meet up, especially because they've split the season so far.
Interesting thing about this matchup tonight, for the Windy City Bulls, we see an old friend out on the floor. Kiefer Sykes, who made a lot of big shots last year for the Motor City Crews. He's going to be in the starting lineup tonight, Lexi, for the Windy City Bulls. What can we expect from Kiefer tonight, you think?
Guard Kiefer Sykes is going to have a chip on his shoulder. Anytime a player comes in to play against a team that they once played for, you want to prove a point. You want to kind of show off a little bit. And Sykes has all the ability and skill in the world to do it. He's got a lethal first step. You can expect he's going to be getting to the rack tonight.
Problem for Kiefer, though, is when he tries to get to the rack, he could potentially be met by great defense down low. And one of the better stories in the G League, Tosan Awoma, a guy who did not grow up playing basketball. He grew up playing soccer. Now he's playing basketball, and he's a lot of fun to watch for the Crews, Lex.
Forward Tosan Awoma got it figured out from soccer to basketball really quick. He's a do-it-all award style big man. He can do everything. Awoma is able to pull down boards with a ferociousness. A double-double last game with 17 boards. And he dishes out assists. He gets to the rack. He can shoot the three. Literally a do-it-all award big man.
It's going to be exciting to watch Tosan play tonight. And all of the Crews as they are back home, where they've had some fun games and fun success so far this season. Tip-off coming up between Windy City and Motor City. But before we get there, we chat with Crews head coach Jamil McMillan right after this as we get you ready for tip-off. Crews and Bulls, couple of days after Christmas. Hope the holidays went well, and you're ready to watch the booth with us. Hang tight. Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
Back high above courtside, getting ready for Motor City Crews and Windy City Bulls. We're getting a lot of these two teams the next 2 days. Game tonight, game tomorrow. Always appreciate Jamel McMillan giving us some time. Coach, before we get to silly things like basketball, I heard some big news. There's another member of the McMillan family?
There is. I had a daughter on the 15th of this month, so awesome Christmas present.
That's fantastic. Congratulations. Everybody's doing all right? Wife, everybody doing okay?
Wife's struggling a little bit, as am I. Just trying to find an hour to sleep, man. That's about it. But other than that, everybody's healthy. Big brother's healthy and everything, so all good.
Have you ever seen a sleep-deprived man look this good? It's fantastic. Focusing on basketball, Coach. You guys just finished up the Showcase Cup portion of the schedule. Couple of games down in Orlando last week. How do you think it went?
We learned a lot about our group. We had a lot of moving parts with personnel and all that kind of stuff. Some guys were sick. Just a lot going on. And then, putting these guys in position to try and help themselves. That's an awesome time. It's my first time being down there and just seeing everybody together, the fraternity of the NBA, if you will, with the front offices and everything. The guys, they embraced it, came up short on the scoreboard, but a lot of guys helped themselves last week.
Last game against Mexico City, turnovers were a problem, 20-plus turnovers in that game. As a coach, as a staff, when you have too many turnovers in a game, how do you try to limit them next game?
You just got to understand your organization and how they came about. And so far, looking back at that week and in that game in particular, they're a really good team with their pressure, especially 75 feet and north of that. We didn't handle it very well. Some guys understand that in different spots. We weren't really smart with dealing with that, and our screening wasn't where it needed to be. So all correctable things, all things that we're aware of, all things we're excited to get back at it and attack here tonight.
So that was some of the negative. The positive, since joining your team, Nathan Knight is crushing it. The other day, a monster double-double against Mexico City. What have you liked out of him so far?
He's a need. He's in need. You know, a big body on our basketball team from the 5. Known Nate a few years, dating back to Atlanta and everything, and just a real cerebral guy. You know, he's a smart kid, high IQ guy that really helps our basketball team move the ball from side to side. And so when he plays with force like that and then shoots the ball from range like he did, that really adds a cool element to our team.
Something else that is cool, great story. Tosan Awoma, a guy who did not grow up playing basketball. He's a soccer guy. Basically discovered, I'm tall, I should play basketball. I'm pretty good at this, and now he's doing everything he's doing. How rewarding has it been to see the way Tosan has played so far this season?
From the summer time when I met Tosan, all the way up through now, unbelievable human being. You know, Tosan, he does everything for us, from handling the ball in transition. He's playing center. We got him shooting corner threes, you know, just a Swiss Army knife on the basketball floor. And then on defense, he's switching out on 1 through 5. So really valuable asset for our team. He's a guy we really rally around and rely on both ends of the floor. He's done really, really well for himself this showcase season, and really looking forward to what he's got in store for him coming up the next week and through the season.
You talked a little bit about the Showcase Cup, but for those who may not know exactly what that event is, what is it and why is it valuable to the organization and everyone in the G League, that Showcase Cup event?
Yeah, so the first part of the season.
Houston Poe will check out. And into the game comes Caleb Singletary. Essel back to Hudson. And that long, lanky drive ends with a deuce.
Yeah, you said the word long and lanky. His size truly helps him to be his size and can handle the ball. When he gets in there, smaller guards can't really do anything.
Different than his father. Father was more of a post, wasn't he, at 6'9"?
That's how it works a lot. Post guys, we always want our kids to be better than us and be able to dribble because we weren't allowed to dribble. So it's like, nope, you're not getting in the post. You got to go out there and be a perimeter.
Poor little Reg. That ball is out of bounds, and DeLonda Little says that's going back to the folks from the capital city.
Great defense. You had the help side come over and get the block.
Well, Lansing, I guess, is capital city.
Same thing.
Close enough, right? How about that little step through? No, stick back by Hudson. But the hustle appreciated by the EL faithful across the way.
Everything Hudson does, and I don't like to rush kids through high school, but everything Hudson does looks next level. You know, his poise, he's not out of control, but he's doing some extraordinary things compared to some of the other players.
Yeah. Shot just looks solid as well. Never mind the wrap job on that right wrist. Hudson getting mid-major offers, but elevating quickly. Sticks them both. Cameron Hudson, leading scorer in the building right now. He's got 15. And this leads up to 10. This is the largest lead. It matches the largest lead. East Lansing started the game up 10-0 before King would go on a 10-2 run. King has tied it twice and has never led. 3 ball, they need it, didn't get it. And that goes back to the Trojans, who are in control a little bit right now. Danger point for the Crusaders.
Yeah, it is. You don't want to let them get up past this 10-point mark.
Essel crosses the timeline. Torbert rolls it in.
Good drive by Torbert, attacking the closeout, turning the corner, being able to get in there for the swoop finger roll layup.
Torbert with 8. Branson with 10. And Hudson leads the way with 15. Jones in double figures with 10, the only one for the Crusaders, who are down a dirty dozen, their largest hole of the night. And that will put some gauze on it. That's Drew Floyd, the sophomore, stepping into one.
Yeah, that's a big-time shot by Drew.
Hudson from range, no. Torbert rather from range. And a foul on the rebound attempt. I think that is a J.L. Branson clean rebound, and he got hacked. Ball out of bounds, baseline left. Here's another look.
Good job of going up there and getting that rebound, caused the defense to foul you.
Terrence Martin with a foul. Essel will check out. Off a screen for three. Hudson sticks it. Well run play.
Yeah, very, very, very good play. That was scripted. He was able to come off and knock it down.
Well, George Ward Jr. said this will test our youth and our desire. This game against East Lansing, and right now they're on their heels, down 13. And the Trojans looking to add more.
Yep, and for King, it's a thing of they have to just be able to crispen things up. East Lansing is pressuring them into some passes that they don't want to throw and getting a hand on it. So you have to just be able to, hey, go back door.
Yeah.
You know, think outside the box on this one. Go back door if they're jumping every pass, or just kind of be able to throw East Lansing off a little bit. They figure them out at the moment.
We'll see the adjustments that come with it. The King Crusaders, after this one, will take on Flint Academy on Friday, and then Ann Arbor Huron on Saturday. A busy week for the boys from 3200.
Players don't mind. They rather play games than practice anyway.
For sure. For sure. There's a steal by the big boy. Baker, the throw ahead. And the track down by Torbert. My goodness.
Ooh, that was going to be a highlight reel.
It was. Lob slammer. JL with a hang and bang.
That's how you know a team is special. When they try something like that twice in the same possession and it works, you know that they have the utmost. It says a lot about their mentality, too. They're confident in themselves.
Very much so. Bank shot up and good. George Ward Jr. wants timeout in Detroit. East Lansing's come on. Plays like this. Teaming up for a little tango downtown in the D. Happy holidays, everybody.
Years of playing sports took a toll on my feet. The worst was the tear in my Achilles tendon. I went to fix my feet today, and I've been pain-free for 2 years. I'm back to pickleball 5 days a week. Amazing.
I've been fixing foot pain for decades. Don't give up hope. Call or visit Fix My Feet today.
Fix My Feet is now open in Rochester Hills, located on Rochester Road in the Target Center. Come in for a free consultation.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McKinley scores!
Timeout out of the King huddle. What's George Ward saying to his guys right now?
Hey, be crisp. We talking to him yesterday. He said that they pride themselves on good passing, footwork. Hey, pull it out now. You have people over jumping in the passing lane, overrunning screens and doing things like that. So you might as well go back door, tighten up the passes, be able to at least get yourself where you can take a shot.
Kind of back to the fundamentals.
There it always goes back to the fundamentals.
Yeah.
It starts and finishes with them. Now, there's times throughout that you have to improvise, but it starts and it finishes with fundamentals.
Something George Ward hangs his hat on. Triple team for Hudson. George Ward says, we're going to have somebody else beat us. And that makes sense.
It does. It does. I mean, he's a, guys like him are matter-of-fact guys. And it's like, hey, if you are in matter-of-fact beating us, I'm just going to stop you from beating us. I mean, it's some, you know, it amazes me. Some coaches outthink themselves, but he's like, hey, that's the threat. Let's stop that. Let's see what else happens.
They leave Jones wide open. That's a mistake, but it does pay off there. Hudson with 18 points. And Torbert gets it knocked out of bounds by Marion Knott, super sophomore at 6'4".
And that's a Draymond type play. What a defensive play. I mean, Torbert, who's a high flyer as well, was coming in for that dunk, but he just slapped it out and casually let it go out of bounds.
Smooth play, just a sophomore. Hudson and the ball out of bounds play. Slices, dices, hot knife through butter, and finishes.
So let's count the different kind of makes Hudson has. He's made a three. He's made a turnaround spin move in the paint. He's made a out of bounds kind of backdoor cut layup like that, left hand. He has made a post move. I mean, this guy's gonna have finish at about 8 different kind of makes. I mean, that says he's a player. You know, some guys make one kind of shot a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Right.
But, I mean, Hudson, he's showing you his full bag if you think about all he's done.
Yep.
He's hit a fadeaway 3 in the corner.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Talk about 3-level scorers. This guy's a 4-level scorer.
Yeah.
Marion sinks the free throw. Back the other way. JL throws ahead. And that's batted out of bounds.
I think the only thing he might have left is a fast break. Like a fast break dunk.
Right.
So, I mean, it's
like hitting for a cycle.
Yeah.
Only thing you have to do is get a single.
Right.
Come on. Branson short with it. Awesome box out by Drew Floyd, the sophomore, on the push.
You have to respect that. One of the smallest players on the court getting in there, being tough, and securing the ball.
It's no wonder why George Ward likes the way he plays the game. Fundamental play there. And that will earn Stephen Jones, the combo guard, to the line due to that.
Good job of Jones using his left hand. That's why it didn't get blocked.
That's a fun look, that camera behind that rim. Hopefully we can do that every game. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yep, I love that view.
It's nice.
Where the action comes at you.
Well, you're used to that view anyway. You're like 6'11". I mean, we're all trying to understand that view.
Right.
Which you've known all these years.
Yep. I know what's on top of the fridge. If you want to hide it from me, hide it low. Because I'm not going low.
That's great. I love it.
My mom could never hide any of the cookies on top of the fridge because I was in there. But if she put it in the bottom cabinets, I'm like, oh, no, I'm not going down there.
That's awesome. Hudson finds the cookie jar high off the glass, scores it, and we've got a foul at midcourt. 15-point lead. East Lansing's really distanced themselves in this third, Reg.
Yeah, they have. Their pressure, even though we've been talking about their offense, it's been from their defense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've turned King over, and you don't see King turn the ball over.
Yeah. Indeed they have in this game. Final 30 seconds. King looking for an efficient set. They'll reset, ball out of bounds, baseline right. After the kick, Cameron Essel will check in. Long extended break for Brian Wyndham.
So now you're going to have King kind of rush their shots a little bit or take faster shots than they're accustomed to.
One shot's the message. Who will take it? Drew Floyd is open. Marion from the short corner, no. And that's how the third quarter ends. A quarter that belongs to the boys from the capital city. The Trojans of East Lansing with an advantage in this third quarter, their best yet. And they're in Detroit enjoying a 15-point lead thanks to plays like that.
Take a look at us right now. We are everything that will be. We are an engine of progress that has been forged by generations, driven by the knowledge that each student in every classroom has the potential to be their best self and inspire us all. We are teachers, parents, families, all ready to do our part. We know when students rise, we all rise. We are Detroit Public Schools Community District.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McKinley scores!
There's some highlights from down the road. We've got coverage of the Motor City Cruise against the Windy City Bulls. And early on, it's a 7-4 lead for the home team, the Cruise. Team that we'll call tomorrow.
Yep.
And a game that we'll call tomorrow. In the second part at back-to-back. There you see George Ward Jr. Summer Weather spoke with at halftime. The regular season of the G League begins tonight. But right now it's East Lansing and King in the PSL Holiday Classic. We're glad to have all 6 games for you right here on the Prep. This is game 5 of 6. Jones with a near steal, but he's busted. D. Little said so.
Yep, and D, one of the best referees I know.
She really is. Wayne State Hall of Famer.
So I pretty much tend to believe her calls.
Yeah, I do too. It's a good crew. Tom Hibbett's also part of the crew on that left baseline. Guy we see in all kinds of sports. Turnover, a rare one, partner.
Yeah, some miscommunication there. So Torbert was lifting, per se. He didn't stay in the corner. He was lifting, and the penetrator passed to the corner. So it depends. You want to kind of see what your defense. So I want to give the King defender credit, because usually a high school defender who's guarding the corner, when somebody drives, he'll turn all the way around, run in the paint to help, and leaving the corner open.
How about that throw ahead from the seat of his pants? Brian Wyndham threw it ahead on the money. And it's going to put EL line left. Here's another look here. Pesky.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. That's why Coach Mitchell gave him a high five, because if you're able to throw that pass ahead and while you're on the ground, that means you really are, that's embedded in you to pass the ball ahead.
Somewhere Johnny Golston is smiling.
Yes, he is.
Substituting out is Noah Lopez. Cameron Essel will check back in. Free throws are good. It's a 17-point lead, the largest of the night. This game was tied at 22 at one point after King trailed 10-0 to start the game and rallied all the way back.
Yeah, and some of the youth is showing. So their toughness showed when they came back from 10-0. But just the youth is showing now as some of the pressure's getting to them. But every game is an experience. And so you can still get a lot out of, even if your score isn't more than the other team at the end of the game.
And it's a team that you would expect to grow exponentially.
Yes.
They've got a young point guard in Drew Floyd. They've got guys that are learning how to step in and fill the scoring void lost by Chaz Lulis and some of his facilitating. And trying to develop some of these younger guys. And Marion Knott, sophomore, and Daryl Flemister, a guy who's played on the JV who they think can help him down the line. Of course, the star quarterback of the football team for Ty Spencer.
Yep. to get something out of this, like, so a guy like Drew Floyd, who's now playing so much more because Chaz is gone. At the end of a game like this, you want to be able to say, hey, today I did this, 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 and this. I now know what it feels like to do those things. That way tomorrow you're better.
Yeah.
You know how fast this can fly by for a kid? He could play 32 minutes in a high school game and get a lot of sweat, score some points, get some passes, you know, and doesn't really understand what he did.
Right.
But when you actually kind of take the time, and I know Coach Ward is a coach who will do that, and say, hey, you know, sooner or later I'm going to expect this out of you because this is experience. So sometimes people think experience is playing a lot of games, but if you're not paying attention to what you're doing, you're just playing basketball. But experience, in my opinion, is studying what you've been doing, what you've done, process it, and get better at it, or now use it. So here's the fast break.
Hudson showing off the hops. And his big night continues with a slam. George Ward's seen enough and wants timeout in Detroit. And his rival's gym plays like this. It's the defense setting up that potent offense. Trojans in control in the D.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
He's Reggie Butler. My name is Chad Bush. We are the Prep. Glad you're with us. Alex Westfall, your executive producer on this beautiful late December night in Detroit. Honored to broadcast the PSL Holiday Classic. Follow us on social media. You see all the socials we have. Right now you're watching us on YouTube. If you could just subscribe. We appreciate your support. And if you'd like to send us an email, please do so, info@theprepsports.com. East Lansing in control, up 19 points with 5:45 left in this game.
Yep, and they've really been able to open this thing up with their defense, shot making, and just poise.
57% from the floor for the Trojans. 4 of 9, an efficient three-point shooting team, and 75% from the strike, 9 of 12. That's the trifecta.
Yeah, it is.
Pass in the paint is picked and tied up, and it's going back the other way, rightfully so. Fine defense by Marion Knott, the big sophomore.
Yep, good job of knowing where to be. Coach Ward talked about how smart he is. That's why he's called him, you know, a poor man's high school version of Draymond Green. Said he's always in the right place at the right time, has great hands as well.
Going to try his hand at the three. Missed it short. It is in the bag, though. Trust us.
Yeah, he said, hey, you know what? And you're right. He did say a poor man's Draymond who could shoot the ball.
Who could shoot it. Hope Draymond's not listening.
He has the time to right now.
He sure does. That is a block from behind. That's an ambush. My goodness, no goaltend called, and I trust if D. Little didn't call it, that was a block.
Let's see. We couldn't really tell. Let's see. Does it hit the backboard first? Yeah, that was goaltend. They got away with one.
The cam got him. The cam caught him again. How about that block by Marion?
Good job.
Trojans fortunate to get it back. Look at George Ward Jr. down there in the stance. Sixth man. Lob baseline, and it's a push. Tom Hibbets caught it. Terrence Martin, the guilty party.
Yep. Martin, that's probably the best job that you could do. You don't want to let a guy get up in the air and hit him in the air. You know, you be physical with him while he's cutting on the ground. And it was a foul, but that's the tone you want to set.
There you see George Ward Jr. in that towel. John Thompson-esque towel. No foul called. Essel down the boulevard. And he'll draw the foul. And that's going to go on Thurman Turner, the junior guard.
Good job of Essel. First of all, he was able to catch that ball when they tried to steal it and didn't fall. He had great balance. And then going in there and being able to control himself to get a foul.
Knocks down the free throw. It's his first point tonight. Substitution, King will go to the bench, and they will check in Braylon Stinson.
Yeah, so that might be Tyler Hunter because Braylon Stinson says he's 5'8", and and big number 4, Tyler Hunter, looks like he's 6'9". So I think
he lost a 4 along the way.
Right.
Good catch, Reg. Topside King, down 20. Showtime coming up. Laying good, not the way they drew it up, but Wyndham finishes the assignment. And it's the largest lead of the night, a 22 for the road Trojans.
And Martin almost shut that down by himself. He saw the lob coming. He watched the player's eyes, and he just went back to the lob guy. And it almost worked if his teammates would have ran back with him.
Little zone up top. Long corner right, fader, no. Lansing loves to push. Cam Hudson with a flush.
Great pass there. The no look. I thought it was going to the right as well.
Pass down low, rejected the freshman. Rejected by Hudson. How about that block? Explosiveness.
Yeah, good job by Hudson of able to time that, because you have a player like Hunter who's 6'9" himself, and that ball wasn't under the rim. Hudson was able to protect it, go get it at the top. There, nice no-look pass.
Substitutions here, just under 3 minutes to go. How about that floater from the mid-post? Drew Floyd showing a little bit of growing up.
Great patience. Able to get into the lane off the killer crossover.
Left wing jump shot, that's offensive goaltending. And I don't know, that might have gone down for Macy anyway. But DeQuarius Stewart made sure it was going to go home. There you see the block by Hudson.
Yeah, that's a nice blocker. Another college thing he's showed.
Three is off from Turner, but a reset. Open look, Drew Floyd. No. And the other way. And a travel.
And East Lansing just looks a little more lively. Their players are jumping faster, out misses before some of the King guys, and some of the young guys for King just have to understand, hey, these 2 minutes mean something. This is still a time. I know they're going to compete overall, but like, as I mentioned, you know, you're searching plays right now.
Yeah.
If Big Hunter jumps up and gets that rebound and lays it in, hey, he can add that notch under his belt, and he might do it 3 times next game.
For sure.
Or something like that. So you just want to make sure you continue to search for those moments, even as the game is winding down.
Yeah. We'll have our G of the game as this one does wind down. Houston Poe with a finish. Solid job by the junior. 6-3. Into the game, this is Owen Fortman into the front court. And this is Paul Van Dam. Lansing checked in a couple of 6'6" kids off the bench. No big deal. Late in the game. They've got some depth.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, we didn't see Christian Dunn today.
Right.
And who's 6'7" himself, and
wow,
a future college level player.
Van Dam misses the free throw. It has been an efficient free throw shooting night. Substitution for King. Back into the game comes Caleb Singletary. Also into the game comes Bryce Moore, the freshman, wearing number 11. Final minute 10. King was down just 4 at halftime. Thurman Turner with a triple with a minute left. Foul in the backcourt. King not letting up. Hudson, the big star in this one. We'll talk to him afterwards. No surprise, the G of the game. 26 points for Cameron Hudson. You don't recall, he had a slow start in this game.
Yeah.
He didn't do much in the first quarter.
Exactly. And once he started turning it on, he turned it on. He started showing his full repertoire. Let's see, how many shots are we at? So, three-pointer, fadeaway three, drive, spin in the paint,
right?
Turn over his left shoulder shot, left hand layup off the inbounds.
Yes.
He's got a rebound putback. That's 6.
Did you get the rejection?
He has the block. That's 7. He has the fast break dunk. That's 8. He has the dunk off 2 feet off the no look. I mean, these are all different kind of things that we've seen him do during this game. I mean, that's impressive.
He is impressive. A 6'5". Call him a shooting guard, call him a small forward, call him whatever. Special. Top 10 player in the state, most think. Here's a swipe. Alan McGrew, no. Stick back, yes. Off the bench. And count it. And that's number 31, not on the roster. My apologies. 60-41, final 14 seconds. Don't forget, we'll have Cass Tech and Chelsea to close this tournament out. Game 6 of 6. Bryce Moore, corner 3, no, and this ball game is over. East Lansing, who led the entire way, jumped out to a big lead, tie game, and then jumped out to a huge third quarter edge, which ultimately won them the ball game in the third.
Yeah, that third was tremendous. They turned up their defense to another level. They were able to get King to have, it was 18-7 in that quarter. They were able to have King turn the ball over several times and really got out, got their fast break going, and it just was over from there.
Too much for the Trojans, who will be a handful in Division I. They go to 6-0. The Crusaders fall for the first time since their second game of the season to go to 5-3. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with our G of the game from East Lansing. We're the Prep. Thanks for watching.
Hi folks, Dr. Joe here again with Michigan Orthopedic Surgeons. Everywhere you look this time of year, people are running, and that's a great thing because running is an excellent exercise, especially for your cardiovascular and musculoskeletal systems. But the question is, are you running a safe running program? All too often, people are hobbled by things like shin splints and patellar tendonitis. But luckily, simple things like stretching and warm-up, the right running shoes, and realistic weekly mileages can keep you in your running game. For more information, go to miorthosurgeons.com.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
Four wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
RG, the game is Cameron Hudson from East Lansing. How about it? An efficient 10 of 15 from the floor, 26 points. You did a lot of everything, Cam. Congratulations on this win tonight against a very formidable Detroit King club.
Yeah, it was a good dub for sure.
Coming down to Detroit, getting to play in a different market. You guys have been highly ranked across the state this year. Kind of came out of nowhere from a season ago. And now here you are in Detroit making your mark. What does it feel like to do this kind of in a different area, get to showcase what you guys are really all about?
Yeah, it feels real good. It's always great to show people what you can do, especially when they can't really see you all the time. And just having a breakout season as a team just from last year, it feels real good.
You've got a lot of guys that can score. You were without one of your best players tonight. You guys were able to distribute the ball. Seemed like it flowed well. What do you attribute the fluidity of this team and the togetherness to?
Just having 7 juniors. We've all grown up together since we was real little, and then KJ, the sophomore, we've known him since we was little too. So just all of us growing up together, we've been playing with each other forever. So the chemistry is real good.
How about your father? Obviously a notorious Spartan in this area and former pro. Different game than you. How did you develop your game off of his game, or did you develop it away from his game? How did that all come about?
When I was little, I used to play in the post, kind of like him, so I got a couple post moves from him, but really he knew I wasn't going to be that type of post player, so he just always working on my shot when I was little and just making sure I had guard skills.
Yeah, you certainly have guard skills. What's the college outlook for you? When will you make a decision, and who are you looking at and leaning at right now?
Right now I got 4 offers, Toledo, Western, Eastern, and Robert Morris. I'm not really thinking about any decision anytime soon, but just I'm weighing my options. I like Toledo and Western right now.
Awesome.
But, yeah.
A lot of options for you, young man. We can see why. Congratulations. You're our G of the game. Look forward to catching up with you. Best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, there he is, Cameron Hudson, our G of the game, 26 points, 3 of 4 from downtown, all over the glass, doing it all. Big night for East Lansing. They win at 60-41 in the PSL Holiday Classic. We're coming back to wrap things up from Detroit in just a moment. Right after this, this is the Preps coverage. Final score, East Lansing 60, King 41.